Today we are testing KLM's business class headed to Amsterdam through Vancouver International Airport. Before we start our journey, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Without your support, I can't continue making videos like this for you. Also, if you have comments on this video or you want to see certain other things on other reviews, make sure to leave a comment below. On to the review now. Our journey starts in the international terminal, where you'll have a chance to go through the duty-free store, which I'm pretty sure that's on purpose. And if you didn't buy enough, there are a lot of other things on the other side you can buy, and some fancy luxury designer stores. I do like this international terminal though. There are a lot of other things to do, lots of food options, and one of my favorite things, it's the aquarium right in the center. Right by gate number 53, you'll find the SkyTeam lounge. And as long as you're flying any of these airlines in business class, or you have status with them, this is the lounge available to you. A quick elevator ride to the second floor, and you're greeted to a very new modern lounge. This is only about 2 years old. Along the wall, you have lots of reading materials, and as you can see, there's nice upscale furniture throughout the entire lounge. It just looks so fresh. No rips, no tears, everything's nice and clean. There is a small business center with a printer, as well as a wine bar, which has numerous quality wines to choose from. And they have a very unique dispensing system. You just put your glass in and you push the button. Being elevated, you have a great view of the apron outside. And at the end of the lounge, you'll find an eating and dining area, and that's the same area where you'll find the bathrooms, and there are showers available as well. I'm not going to show you a lot of that because I'm not really big into filming in bathrooms. Beverage-wise, there's a small selection of liquors, but this is impressive if you're a beer drinker. There are quite a few different beers, and I like the fact that they have included some local breweries here. On the food island, there are some nice cold options from sandwiches, wraps, smoked salmon, and chips. And for hot options, you have veggies, rice, some meatballs, and pita bread. But here's what I'm feeling like. There is a noodle bar. Here you can order from the bar, and I'm gonna have some steamed pork dumplings as well as some wonton noodle soup. This really hits the spot because it's not too heavy. It's just right. I don't want to be too full for my flight. Our departure gate is 71 to our flight to Amsterdam on the Airbus A330-300. Nice thing about flying business class is that you do get Zone 1 Sky Priority boarding, so you're the first one on board. Here we go. Come on board. You might recognize him. That's our friend Zach from Motormouth, Canada, and he will be my seatmate for the next 9 or so hours. The A330 business class cabin has a 2-2-2 configuration. Usually it's not my favorite because this means that if you're in a window seat like I'm going to be in, you have to climb over the person to get out if they're lying down. This is nice. Along with orange juice or champagne, you can select a beer for your pre-departure drink. And since we're heading to Amsterdam, I think it's only fitting to have a Heineken. Before departure, amenity kits are handed out. The material on these are kind of like a canvas burlap type of material. Probably not my favorite amenity kit, but this is what you get inside. You get some groovy socks, an eye mask, earplugs, toothbrush, toothpaste, lip balm, hand moisturizer, and a nice little pen. Here comes the menu, and you get 2 of them. One for the food and one for the wine. For the main course, you can have a cheese tortellini, grilled chicken, or braised beef. Here's a little sample of the wines that they'll be serving on this flight. Here are the whites and the reds. Sorry, I forgot to take the menus along, so if you're going to want to have a closer look, just pause the video. Doors are closed and we are on our way. Let's take a look at our space. My window seat has an armrest that goes up and down on the left side. Here's a controller for the in-flight entertainment system. As well, you'll see 3 jacks, a USB, a tri-plug for headphones, and a single plug for headphones. Excuse the blurry video. There is also an electrical outlet in the center console. The screen is quite quick when selecting or swiping. It's a 17.5-inch in-flight entertainment system, and you have all the usuals, a lot of different programming. You have TV options, movies. If you have kids with you, there is plenty to do, as well as some games which are good for adults too. Behind me is row 5, where there are 2 seats that are dedicated for crew rest, and they'll put up a curtain later on. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed is the storage. There's a little bit of a magazine pocket behind me to the right, and there's a small tray where you can put your drink to my left behind me, and there's not a lot of room underneath your feet to store any bags or anything else. I really do notice the lack of space compared to some other business class products I've flown in. After a short taxi, we are set for takeoff. The in-flight safety video is actually quite entertaining and interesting. And off we go, wheels up. Next stop, Amsterdam. What's amazing is I fly quite a bit, and these views just never get old. At the start of service, a hot towel is handed out, which is very refreshing, followed by some nuts and another beverage service. I like the Delft blue pottery that KLM uses for all their dishes, and the design even extends out to their carts. It's a nice detail. I'm gonna have another Heineken. They really are small cans after all. I'm kind of picky on tables and how they work. Let's check out this one. As you pull it out, you'll notice this is one large slab table. And that's nice because there's no hinge, it's flat and it's solid, there's no seams in the middle, it's stable and smooth. However, it does not slide forward or back, nor does it pivot, meaning that if you need to get out, you have to push the table back in. As the meal service continues, for my starter, I chose the yellowfin tuna tataki option. It came with a green salad and a roll, and check out the little salt and pepper Dutch clogs. They're pretty cute. Verdict, the tuna was very tasty, and I like the fact that they give you the option of either olive oil or butter, and this olive oil was very, very good. For the main course, it's grilled chicken breasts in a mushroom sauce with potatoes, Mediterranean ratatouille, and green asparagus. The dish was quite decent. It was hot and seasoned well. The dessert, I decided to go a little bit more on the savory side and opted for the cheese plate with a small glass of port. And for a little bit of sweetness after that, you get a choice of chocolate. Dark, milk, or white chocolate. My weakness, dark chocolate. Yeah. Time to get a little rest before the next feeding. Legroom is ample in this business class configuration. However, there is not a lot of room to move your feet. The seats do recline fully 180 degrees. However, I found that the shoulder area is quite narrow. I'm not a huge person, but I felt quite cramped. Next time, I think I would take the aisle seat because I believe there's more shoulder room there. As I mentioned earlier, if you are in the window seat, you will have to crawl over the person sitting beside you if you need to get in or out. This configuration is definitely better if you are traveling with someone that you know. Fast forward to 90 minutes prior to landing, and there is daylight. And look, more food. Seeing how it felt like I just ate, I wanted to go with something a little lighter and healthier, and that was the healthy option. It consisted of fresh yogurt, some smoked salmon with cream cheese, granola, fresh fruit, and a bread of your choice. To wash it all down, some nice fresh apple juice. I wanted to finish my breakfast off with a hot beverage, so I had a tea. Check out the spoon or the stirring stick, whatever they want to call it. It's a nice piece of twisted metal. I actually quite like it. Okay, so this is what people have been talking about when flying KLM. Every passenger in business class gets to choose a miniature Delft blue house filled with Dutch gin. They're highly collectible. There are a total of 96 of them, and I have one, so 94 more to go. This tradition started back in the 1950s, so it is a time-honored tradition. Would I recommend flying KLM in business class? I'd say yes, and it all depends on what you want to do during the flight. On the A330 in this 222 configuration, I really think that the space is fairly cramped, and I would prefer that of the KLM's Dreamliner, their 787, which uses a 1-2-1 configuration, where everyone has an aisle. With that being said though, the food, the plane itself, and especially the service were excellent, and I would definitely fly with them in business class again. That's it for this review, and as usual, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see more trip reviews, check out the next one, which is the 777 from Air France. Thanks for watching and safe travels.